All right, welcome back to episode 20 of the Shift Points podcast. I can't believe that they haven't taken us down yet. 20 episodes of this. This week, we have Logan Chandler with us. Logan, introduce yourself.
I don't know what to say about myself, really.
Well, I mean, you start with something.
What do you want to know, man?
Well, I mean, why are you here?
That's one
why
thing
did
you
you
haven't.
Why did you want to be here?
Because I have watched this. You guys are my friends. This is fun and funny.
Yeah.
And I figured I'd want to be a part of it.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured I would want to be a
guys
part.
are. Not gonna lie.
All right, sounds good. So, racing. Do you know anything about it?
Very, very minimal.
Perfect.
You got the hat.
You're gonna fit right
I got
in.
the hat. Yeah.
He does have the
part of it.
Eugene 27 hat though, which is better than me. I didn't even wear it when
It's
Eugene was
autographed.
on here. It is autographed.
His is autographed.
That's nice. I like that. I've got to get him to do that to mine too.
My first experience with racing in general ever. I was like 7 years old.
'Kay.
And Dad took me to the drag races up in Bristol.
Yeah, that's a heck of a good place
yeah.
to start. That's where I started.
We got like 8 or 9 passes in of just like the, run with your brung crowd.
Uh-huh.
And I remember going, this is boring. Can you take me home? and now I've apologized to him profusely for that.
He did. He took him home and came back.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he took you home and then came back on his own.
He got
Really?
We got back home. Mom said, "You guys are back already?" He said he thought it was boring. Bye, and he took back off. Yeah.
Did you miss like the top fuel?
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Like, you
dude,
did
you
the
should
pro
have stuck
stuff.
Like
around.
9 passes in the very beginning. I didn't see anything impressive. That's why.
You know
man.
who made it back for the top fuels?
His
Chip,
dad.
because he left.
Yeah, you missed the cool part.
He saw the
for
cool
sure.
stuff. I didn't.
Wow, man, what a story. If 7-year-old me had told my dad,
Oh man.
that, he would have been like, "No, you're stuck
He'd
here."
been like,
Like he
"Get
would
the
have just
belt off."
no, he would have just told me
Just
that
kidding.
okay, you're not coming back next year. But we would have been there all day. So that's
It worked out.
I
for
guess
him,
good
so,
on your
I
dad.
mean,
Yeah, it worked out good for him. Huh?
He got to see what
Interesting.
he wanted to.
All right, cars in general. You like them?
Oh yeah.
Okay, tell me what you have.
Well, right now, I've got a Focus ST that's running great. Let's say great.
Okay.
He's lying.
I am
Well, it's a Ford,
through my
so
teeth.
I can say that because I'm a Ford owner.
Through my teeth. But no, I like the thing. It's fun to throw around corners. But
Okay.
like, I've never had anything more than like 450 horse on the hood.
No, okay. I mean, that's really
that's
what. I mean, that's
healthy.
good.
Yeah.
That's plenty. That's all I
Logan,
love
need.
it.
Logan had that 21 California special.
Yep.
The what?
Yeah,
What
the
is this?
21 California
21
special.
Mustang
It was-
CS.
Oh, Mustang. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
it was
All
pretty.
right.
It was pretty nice.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's the nicest
So
one.
you're
I've ever had.
used to the unreliability of
Oh,
Ford.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Love it.
Before that,
badge.
before that he had a Ford. Before that he had a Ford. Before that, he
Man,
had a
you are
First
through and
car
through.
ever.
Is your dad interested in cars at all?
Yeah, to,
I mean,
to
like
a
he's
degree,
like semi interested. He's not like into it like we are.
Yeah,
Okay,
to a
gotcha.
degree, yeah.
Okay, understood.
And like the Ford thing runs in the family.
In the family,
'Cause
yeah.
Papa has, I think, 5 sitting
Yep.
down at the farm right
I
now.
get that completely.
And Chip has
if you grow up,
Toyota.
when you-
And Dad has a
You- you are-
Toyota.
I'm here to let you know you're allowed to grow out of that. My dad
We'll see
did.
if I do. We'll
My
see
dad
if I
did,
do.
and I'm somehow growing back in the other direction. But yeah,
Really? You
Acci-
are?
I've got the
accidentally.
Galaxy. Dad's got the Fairlane. We've got the blue Ford truck. I mean, there's Fords everywhere now.
You're on a good roll.
I
You
mean, yeah,
also
it's fine.
own 9 Chevrolets.
Yeah, we own a lot of
Yeah, you're still
Chevrolets. There's a lot of
partial.
LS based motors in this driveway. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
be
wanted
here,
to come.
man. Thanks for having me.
So let's kick it off, I guess. I'm trying to think of how I want to start this week. Last week we had a really good turnout from our Australian friends again. So pretty much if we talk about Shane Van Gisbergen,
They're here now.
They're here now. Yeah, they're gonna let me know.
Now.
It's really not that hard to say, but every time I go to say it on this podcast, I screw it up. So Shane Van Gisbergen was racing this weekend. That dude's really freaking good.
Yeah,
I mean, he's really good.
he is.
He shows up at a truck race, never raced in a truck. He finishes 19th, and you go, oh, that's not that great. I mean, there's 32-ish trucks that start in a truck race. He finishes 19th. At one point, he was running like 13th, 14th. This dude has never set foot in one of these things. He joins an oval track. He gets it on a short track, a very aggressive short track. Like, you can pretty much run wherever you want, 3 or 4 lanes, basically. You can run anywhere, and he still kind of holds his own. I mean, that's a pretty good oval debut over here. He's run some oval stuff over in Australia, some dirt stuff. That's a pretty dang good oval debut in a truck.
So, how do you think he's going to do in the standings next year?
He didn't. He did say after he got out of the car yesterday, he probably wouldn't be full time.
Really?
He said he's
'Cause
going
I
to try
thought he
and get
committed to
something
full-time.
together. He said he's going to try and get something together. Probably be like a partial truck, maybe Xfinity. I'm sure Trackhouse will have him back in the
Yeah,
Cup car a little
probably.
bit.
Yeah.
So different things like that. So I don't think he'll have a full schedule, but I mean he's going to be competitive. You get him if he gets in the right equipment, he's going to be very competitive. Yeah, the dude's just really good. Then he shows up and has never, or this is only the second time in a Cup car, finishes 10th.
Mm-hmm.
That means his average finish over 2 races is 5th.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. I don't think you're never going to see this again out of someone, I don't think. This guy shows up in his first win, wins, first time in 60 years that someone wins on their Cup debut, and then follows it up with a top 10 in another road course. I don't believe you'll ever see this again. Like someone be able to do that. And if he comes back and he's going to continue to build on it, he's going to get faster. We said last week that we didn't think that I honestly thought a 15th place finish was going to be a really good day for him. Like anywhere in the top 15 would have been really good. And then like I said, he rocks off top 10.
Where'd Brock finish?
22nd. He had a little bit rougher day, but he wasn't Brock, Brodie.
Brodie
Kostecki. Brodie
Dadgummit.
Kostecki had a little bit harder day. He qualified 11th, but then crashed the car.
Oh, he did?
And so he had to go to a
Didn't see
backup
that.
car. So he had to start at the back in a backup car and still, at one point, was up there around 15th place and then ended up 22nd. Kind of needed that caution when everything spread out and they run that green flag run for like 80 laps.
Ever. What'd you think of the race?
It was long. I mean, that's a lot of green flag running
Yeah,
any
it
time.
was.
They had a caution on lap 3. So Jackson's favorite things, the stages, there was no cautions at the stages,
Yeah.
so we didn't have our 2 cautions, guaranteed cautions. How'd you feel about that, Jackson?
I like not having stage breaks.
You still like
think
that?
Stages are dumb.
You still even though
Stage
we
racing's
ran
still
80
dumb.
green flag laps.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Okay. So you hate stages,
No
you hate
wreck- no
cautions,
wrecks,
but you hate
no-
long
well,
green
if
flag
there's, like,
runs.
if there's wrecks and cautions, that's different.
Oh,
but
okay.
oh no, he spun out. Caution, and then they run under caution 5 laps because it's dumb.
Well, they spin. I mean, they're going to do that if they spin anyway. They're going to throw a caution.
Dumb.
Stage breaks are. You're talking about stage breaks, not.
Stage breaks are dumb too.
You're saying cautions are dumb.
They're both
Caution-
dumb, is what
cautions,
he's saying.
Period, are dumb.
Cautions, period, are dumb.
Unless there's a wreck.
Yeah, I mean
An
that's the
actual
only time
wreck.
you should have a
Honestly.
caution.
Yeah.
So you don't count a
They
spin
throw-
out as
they-
a wreck.
No, they'll put a caution on a spin out. They're like, oh, caution.
Yeah, because you're trying to make sure that car doesn't get run over
Doesn't get
by the
T-boned,
other
bro.
40 cars.
He is here to see carnage, is what you're saying.
This might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say.
I don't think it is.
Come on.
I don't know. It's pushing it. I've heard you say some dumb stuff, but that is dumb. You have to have cautions. I mean,
So how would that work in your brain? Take cautions out completely. So there's a bad
Death.
pile up. Bad pile up.
An
Turn
actual wreck warrants a caution.
but what is merit of an actual wreck?
2 cars colliding, or 1 car taking a wall, or 15 cars all taking each other. That's a wreck.
All right, I'm moving on from this. This is stupid. If a car spins in front of the field or anywhere and has any sort of contact, usually they're going to have a flat tire or something that's going to merit a caution. Usually.
Just drive around them.
Okay. All right. Again, moving on. All right. This week, I wanted to ask you, Logan, since you're here, you said you don't follow, I mean, you follow motorsports some. You've been following it more because of us. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Do you have any questions about anything? Like, is there anything that we can answer? And not just about people. We can answer some about people and stuff, but like in general, whether it be Formula One, NASCAR, whatever. Is there anything that's you're like, what the heck is going on?
Well, I mean, it's been forever since I've really followed any sort of racing until recently, like you said. So, like, I don't even know when they've introduced, like, new rules.
Okay.
'Cause,
Such
like,
as.
stage breaks and everything's brand new.
That's all new to you.
oh,
Okay.
dude, it's brand new to me.
Stage breaks are, what, 10 years now
Yeah.
or so? I would get, I can look it up. I can look it up.
I don't know if
Anyway.
it's quite 10, but it's probably pushing it. 8, maybe.
I am very, I'm going to say
believe it's
new
been
to
that
this.
long.
That's fine. No, you're good. I just want to, Sorry. 2017. Has it only been 6
I
years?
was gonna say I don't think.
Man, I thought it was
10.
longer than 10. I thought it was
gonna
longer
say
than that.
maybe
Okay,
8.
2017. So we're 6 years. 6 years in stage racing. The reason that stage racing came about, to Jackson's disdain, is basically there was a lot of times when the guys would get out of the car and say, I didn't really run it that hard. I run it 70% for 75% of the race. And we turned it on the last 25%. They would say that all the time. I was saving it for the end. So your best racing would happen with like the last 50 laps.
Okay.
Something like that. So NASCAR decided what we'll do, we'll have stages and we'll award points at 3 different points. So there's 2 stages and then the points at the end of the race. We award points to the top 10 at those 2 points, so to make people run hard the whole time.
Okay.
Try and get those points. The other thing is money. Guaranteed 2 commercial breaks for your television
Yeah, okay.
partner, and they would be pretty long ones. They'd be, like you said, 5 or 6 laps, because you're going to have the initial caution. They're going to go around probably 2 laps before they open pit road. Then they're going to have all the pit road pit stops, which means they'll come back, show the pit stops, and then they can leave again for a couple more laps. So they've got 2 guaranteed breaks basically per caution there. So that's 4 commercial breaks. The other thing that's good about that, again, I'm trying to sell Jackson on this. The other good thing
Here's some
about
I
this
wanna hear some
is
debate.
if you have these 4 guaranteed commercial breaks, they're less likely to break for a commercial during regular racing time because they have 4 guaranteed spots.
I do like that.
That's the.
like
I mean,
that.
that's it. I mean, did I sell you? You still hate it?
Still hit it.
You don't even like
They just go-
cautions.
They just go screen and screen and then have the commercials happen here.
Yeah, okay, but okay, Coca-Cola, you call Coca-Cola and say, "Hey, I want you to sponsor my race." They say, "Great, I want a full screen ad." And you go, "No, I'm going to give you half the screen." They're going to give you half the money.
Get Pepsi too.
Pepsi.
You just have Coke and Pepsi like this. Okay, so that's what introduced stage
That makes
racing.
perfect sense. That's why I've never heard of that, because that's right in high school when it was nothing but basketball.
Okay,
So,
all in
makes
basketball.
perfect sense,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fair. All right,
Jake loves basketball too.
I'm a big basketball fan. I know as little
lying.
about basketball as you know
Trust me,
about
I know.
racing.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions that have come about since you
Who's
started?
like who's the big names in NASCAR now? Would you
think
guys
I'll-
say?
What?
Who's the big names in NASCAR?
Right
Who's
now?
y'all's
right now?
favorite racers,
who's
man?
your- who's- yeah,
your
yeah.
top guy? That way I know which names
My
I can
top
recognize.
guy? I don't have.
And
one.
here,
I'm ready
and
for
here,
this.
right here is where the problem in NASCAR is right
Yeah.
now. You have guys that are big, like, give me a
Kyle
name.
Larson.
You got a big Kyle Larson. But that guy is still not like the guy. He's not Jeff Gordon. He's not Dale.
Yeah.
You don't have these characters that you used to have.
Yeah.
These heroes. You don't have them. That's the biggest problem in NASCAR right now. The drivers don't have the personalities to make you really excited to watch this one dude race like it used to be. But big names, like you said, Kyle Larson. This year, William Byron's really came on strong. He's been very strong. Pretty much anybody that drives for Hendrick Motorsports is going to be a favorite. Everyone really, a lot of people really like Hendrick. The Gibbs guys, usually the hated guys. So Toyota came in however long ago, probably about 2010, 11,
No, it's
earlier than that. Well, like the first,
2007.
I guess I'm thinking about like the late years of Michael Waltrip was 2012, 2013. So yeah, they came in earlier than that. You're right. So when they kind of came in, of course, you had the big 3. You had Chevy, Dodge, Ford,
Yeah.
and then here comes Japan.
Yeah.
Didn't really fit, and it's kind of stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, the brand is huge. I mean, you guys know how
Oh,
Toyota
yeah.
is nowadays. The brand is massive. You see Toyotas everywhere.
Even local short tracks, you see them all the time.
Well, I guess that's true. Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I mean that's true. Yeah, well, I was talking about the car brand in general, but you're right. Yeah, there's like the Falk cars and stuff. They're all Toyotas. Yeah,
All
because they.
cars are about the only Toyotas though. I think those Toyota bodies
but-
are expensive.
Yeah, but
They are. But
yeah, but
you
they're
see 'em.
the Toyota. Like they're the development program for Toyota. So I mean, yeah, they'll run them. No, that's fair. So you see a lot more of that. Gibbs just has this uncanny ability to have real pricks drive for him. I mean, just to say it in a nice way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin is hated. I mean, he's hated
Yeah.
in the
I feel like I've
NASCAR
heard
world.
that.
Except for
Yeah.
Toby. Toby likes him, right?
Toby loves him. Yeah,
Loves
which
him.
makes a lot of sense. Toby's going to be back next week, guys, by the way. He's off next Monday, so he's going to come to the podcast.
He is off, though.
That's what he told me. That's all I could go off of.
Okay.
Anyway, so Denny Hamlin is hated. Ty Gibbs is kind of following in that, but he's also the owner's grandson, so he's got a pretty much a guaranteed ride anytime he wants. But yeah, your big names. Ross Chastain has kind of been a guy over the past 3 seasons that's really came up.
I recognize that name.
Yep, you would. You remember the wall ride at Martinsville last year? That's Ross.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. The one that got played like 10 billion times or something.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. You've
that's
seen
the highlight I know I've seen.
Yep. So that's a big name. He's kind of showed up. Hasn't won a bunch of races, but has done a lot of things kind of like that. He's ruffled a lot of feathers. He did this wall ride move. He's kind of the closest thing to this hero
It worked.
It worked. Oh, it worked.
Like,
it absolutely worked. Now it's banned. He can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
but it was super cool.
Punched a guy.
The
he's punched someone this year.
Yep, he punched Noah Gragson.
What you need.
And then Noah Gragson punched himself.
Been pretty cool.
Noah Gragson is no longer in his ride this year, though. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, he raced this weekend.
nope, he's out.
Did he not race over the weekend?
No. He got asked to be released from his contract from Legacy. He is no longer
ESPN
employed.
has his name on the list.
It was Mike Rockenfeller in that car this weekend.
That
the
is
German.
so weird, man.
Yeah. The German, because he ran the Garage
So
56
it's confirmed
car.
he's out of a ride now?
Completely confirmed. Yeah, he put out a statement, asked to be released from his contract from Legacy Motorsports. He is
wow.
no longer employed at all.
Wow.
Yep.
You have a haircut like that.
I mean, that's fair.
All right. Make sure you cut all this out.
I won't cut all of it, but I'm definitely gonna cut some of this probably. So anyway, so Noah Gragson's out. He was a big personality too, though. So if you were looking for a personality, this dude was a fan favorite to say the least. But hopefully you can watch his redemption tour as he tries to come back from stupidity.
See, I'm not too big. Like, personality helps, obviously. I'm numbers.
You're performance
over
based.
everything. Oh yeah.
Okay, I can get behind this.
Regardless of what I'm watching.
Okay.
If you're, loud and proud, and basketball is what I know. If you're loud and proud, and everybody knows who you are because of how you talk, and you put up like 4 points, then I'm not gonna really care about who you are. Performance, if performance matters to me.
Performance matters, and probably hop on a Hendrick guy because he's going to perform pretty much any of the 4 of them, except for Chase, who is riding the struggle bus this year, and Alex Bowman. They both went out to injury earlier this year, came back, and just have not been themselves since. I don't know. Yeah, their brain's broken right now. They'll get it figured out.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else? Any other questions you have?
Talking about personality with races, I did, like I said, watch some of the highlights from the Cup race. I cannot remember the name, but I had to laugh. Somebody got spun out, immediately talked to the crew and said, if I get back up there beside him, he's getting laid out.
That was AJ Allmendinger.
I like him just because of that.
AJ is a hothead, man. When he gets behind the wheel, he's like he's got a very friendly personality outside the car, but every time he straps that helmet on, he straps it on just a little too tight.
Who spun him?
Blaney, the 12.
Really?
Yep. He
I
spun
watched
him.
most of the race. But
So AJ, but the thing was that was crazy is that AJ kind of gets Blaney, moves him pretty good, and then as soon as AJ gets past him, Blaney just gets him and dumps him, and then AJ's pissed. But again, there's also a rule, and it's not actually a rule. It's kind of an unspoken rule. If a guy comes over his radio after being wrecked and says, "Get me so and so," you tell me when he's close to him, and I'm gonna wreck him. He's not gonna finish this race. 9 times out of 10, nothing's gonna happen.
That'll never happen.
If you get spun and that dude doesn't say a word, you better watch it because someone's going to get their car busted up. That is pretty much how it goes. Like,
So
you're talking
Matt
about
can't even
loudmouth. If you're loudmouth about it, most likely nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
But if you get real quiet, be watching them because it's going to get ugly when they get back near each other. So there's a little information for you there too. So if anybody else that's new has joined us this week, there's your little lesson on NASCAR and racing in general right now. Did Jackson tell you my question this week?
No.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, you're just going to have to listen for a few minutes
I can
then.
do that.
All right. In the comments last week, which we got a lot of good comments last week, a lot of people that were really excited in how we went forward with kind of taking their feedback in the comments and running with it.
Cool.
Someone put a really good question in it, and I didn't want to just answer it in the comments. I told them, I was like, I'm going to put it on the podcast next week, and I really liked it. They said, basically kind of what you were asking earlier, these personalities in NASCAR. If you could pick one Chevy guy and one Ford guy, because those are, I think there's might be 3 brands in Supercars too. I should check that before someone tells me in the comments. I think there's 3 brands, but one of them being Chevy and one of them being Ford. If you could pick a Chevy and a Ford guy to send to Australia that would make an impact in Supercars, or you think that could do what Shane did when he came over here in Chicago, who would it be?
It has to be a present driver, right?
Let's do present first.
Cool.
And then if
All
you
right.
want to talk about past drivers, let's talk about that too. So if you could pick a
be
present
a Chevy or a Ford guy,
Chevy or a Ford guy. No, we can't take any of the Toyota guys with us.
because I was going to say
Thankfully.
Reddick would be all right.
Reddick, probably. That's actually not a bad pick. Okay, pick a Chevy guy and a Ford guy, and then if there's another one that you want to add, do that as well. So Reddick is your Toyota
You're pulling
guy.
up a list of people.
Reddick was my pick. I
think he'd be
Really?
pick.
Yeah.
It's hard
Really?
to go
Reddick
against.
is your why
The
though?
current
But why?
supercars are the Mustang GT and the Camaro.
So they
ZL1.
only have the Fords and the Chevys. Okay, I thought there was a third manufacturer. Okay,
I mean, Holden is Chevrolet.
the Holden's out of business.
Ah,
Holden's been out of business for almost 10 years, probably.
I'm behind
Wow.
the curve.
Yeah, that's why they're running the Camaros now.
They're still on Forza. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, the Holdens are out of business. Chevrolet closed them down a long time. Oh, like I said, it's been 6 or 8 years ago, I guess.
Oh well.
Really, Reddick though.
I wasn't going to say that's my first choice. It's hard for me to go against Kyle Larson.
Yeah. I figured that would probably be someone's choice there.
I mean, I kind of don't want to pick him just because, but I feel like he's
Probably the guy that would
the
go over there
obvious.
and could do it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Chase Elliott would be good, even though he's kind of struggled this year. But
He struggled a lot. I don't know. I wouldn't send Chase. If I had to pick a roster, I don't think I would pick Chase.
let's say Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson. So there's your Chevy guy.
Yeah.
How about your Ford
Then
guy?
Ford.
So you want a list of Ford drivers?
No, I mean, yeah, I guess we can because I
Okay.
don't really know. I don't really have one that jumps
I was just
out.
talking.
Really.
So we got Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, Blaney, Logano,
Yeah.
Austin Cindric, and the Stewart Haas guys. So you've got
Yeah.
Kevin, Eric Almirola, Ryan Preece, and Chase Briscoe.
Yeah. See, I'm more hung up on the Ford guys.
Oh, and I guess we should also talk about Michael McDowell and Todd
Hey,
Gilliland because
you know
he
what?
just
After
went and
yesterday,
spanked
maybe
him yesterday.
McDowell would be pretty good.
He might be.
I don't know.
He would be calm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hung up on the Ford dude.
All right, you think about it while I ask Jackson. Jackson, who was your Chevy guy that you wanted to take to Australia?
What did I say earlier?
Did you ask me one?
We talked about this before this.
I thought I said the same thing. Like, yeah,
I
Reddick.
literally said in the group chat, Jackson, be prepared.
I've been up since 4:30 this
We talked about Reddick, but he's a
I posed
he's
this question a
Toyota.
week ago.
I was up at 4:30 5 days last week. My brain gets kind of fried.
Who's your pick?
I don't know. Just in general, I think Ross Chastain would be interesting
Yep, I agree with that. So there's your Chevy guy.
because he's kind of got the aggressiveness. And
He drives like an Aussie. I think it's probably the closest thing to an Australian that we probably have, other than the actual Australians.
and maybe Harvick.
I think that's a really good duo, because I think it gives you the kind of your up and comer. Like Ross is still pretty young in his career, where Kevin's going to come and he's going to be way more
Yeah.
kind of polished.
Does Jimmy Johnson still count?
Okay,
mean,
if
still
you
racing here
want to
and
talk
there.
about, if you want to talk about past drivers.
he
I
didn't
know
pass,
he's
really.
current. He's technically current.
All right, now we're doing a past driver.
Yeah, do a past driver.
I'm either going to go Robbie Gordon or Boris Said.
Boris Said. Those
I'm
are
a
two
Said head,
really
baby.
good picks.
I like Boris Said.
Said's one heck of a road course driver. He could do it.
I'm gonna go with Boris
I bet he
Said.
could still do it today.
Probably
He
could.
could go over there and make an impact today.
What did Boris usually draw?
I don't even know.
He was kind of a journeyman.
He was kind of a freelancer.
So we're
He
going to
just
say
went
he's a
everywhere.
Chevy guy. We're
Yeah,
gonna put-
sure.
Robbie drove both.
Yeah.
Ford and a Chevy.
Robbie,
Mostly-
oh Lord, personality-wise, Robbie would be the guy because Robbie's a wild child. He
Did
would
Robbie
fit in over
do
there.
V8 Supercars?
He might have. I don't know. I
Boris
never
Said
thought.
might have.
In all this preparation, I never would have thought Robbie Gordon would come into this conversation. So, yeah,
We need to
I
talk
wasn't
about Robbie
prepared.
some more. That is a personality right there.
Yeah, and he still does those stadium super trucks.
Oh, he's incredible.
Those things are nuts.
He is an
Do you know what
amazing driver.
stadium super trucks are, Logan?
I think so.
Okay, you've seen the guys that are like on a street course and like taking jumps and
Oh,
they're jumping
yeah,
like
yeah,
20
yeah.
feet in the air. That's Stadium Super Trucks.
Okay.
Those guys are
the
nuts.
man.
No, that's wild.
Yeah, and they follow the IndyCar circuit somewhat. You know, they follow that. So the same weekend that they'll run the IndyCar races, they'll run these trucks and run these jumps down the straightaways and stuff, and they're jumping like 20, 30 feet in the air at least.
Oh,
probably.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
wild.
So who's your past drivers?
My current drivers in pasture, you guys somewhat took them. In my brain, Larson is kind of the guy I think probably has the most chance to just go over there and whoop up on somebody. I liked Ross because I think he's got the personality for it. I think he could be, he could be a fun one to have there. Chevy guy.
That was
I'm trying to think of
That
some
was
other.
for Chevy.
I know. I'm saying I'm agreeing with you two on those two, but I'm gonna try and introduce a third person so that we're not all picking the same ones. I'm trying to think of another Chevy guy. Oh, Kyle Busch. Take Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch would be really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, take Kyle Busch over there. I think he would probably be. I mean, he's a very competitive driver in other stuff as well. So I mean, he could go over and make an impact. So yeah, Kyle Busch, and then my Fords. I would kind of do the same thing like Jackson. I would take a young guy, and well, I guess Kyle's kind of an older guy. I keep thinking Kyle's kind of young.
He's getting there.
Well, if I'm going to do that, I guess maybe a younger Chevy guy.
What, freaking Corey LaJoy again?
No, not Corey LaJoy. No, he disappointed me, so now I can't pick him anymore. No, I mean, maybe. I mean, I'd probably personality-wise to get some people interested, it would probably make the most sense to take Chase. I don't think he's the guy that goes over there and whoops up on everybody, but I think he comes over. He's a
Think
personality.
any of our guys would go over there and
I don't know. I've been watching quite a bit of that lately, and those guys are very aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Shane yesterday go in lap one, turn one,
I know,
and
I
move
saw
Christopher
that.
Bell
Yeah.
3 wide. I was like, ooh, somebody told this dude what Indy's about, because that's what you got to do there to survive. Those guys race very, very aggressively.
Yeah.
I don't know if our guys are really prepared for it, because they're always over here whining and complaining about respect.
Yeah.
And I think those guys race with respect, but it's a completely different style, So yeah, I would probably take Chase personality wise, take the young guy, and then if I'm going to take an older Ford guy, I'm going to take Brad Keselowski.
Cool.
Because I think that guy
He's a good road course driver.
he's a good road course driver. He's so knowledgeable about all of it, and I think he would take the time to really work to get good, so he could go over there.
Yeah.
So I think those would probably be my two
Good picks.
Past driver, David Pearson.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
No, that's
David Pearson
cool.
was
Yeah.
really good.
No, he's
he was
amazing.
a very good driver. I think it would be cool
That's
to see.
way back.
That's way back, but I think it would be that's kind of what we're missing in NASCAR is that
Yeah,
style,
totally.
aggressive.
That's a good pick.
Aggressive, had to basically, if you didn't win, or if you didn't run well, you weren't going to eat that next week.
Yeah, no, that's a great pick.
Yeah, so
I like. Another one that would have been good?
Who?
Probably is Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon would be good. Jeff
would've
Gordon
been-
could probably still be pretty good. I'd say Jeff's
Yeah.
probably still could be fast.
Oh, I'm sure he
I
could
was
be.
going to say
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon or Dale G.
He would outrun
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
What was that?
Holy crap.
Jesus.
all right, 28 minutes.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
I thought we
Shut
were.
that valve too.
I thought that was lightning or something. I was like, are you deleting some of this out?
Maybe. By the way, this is a
need to
fully
leave that.
functioning shop that we that we work in, and sometimes this is
Leave
the
that
first
for
time.
context. Just put warning headphone use.
Episode 20 is the first time that I forgot to turn the compressor off.
That's pretty good, though.
Episode
that was
20 is
pretty
when
funny.
you start introducing jump scares in the
Yeah.
podcast.
Just want to keep you guys involved.
That worked.
Make sure you're paying attention.
It got
to
me
stuff.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
it got all of us. I can't wait to watch that on video.
I know. I was about to hit the floor.
That'll be the thumbnail. All of us.
All right. So I think hopefully that answers your question. I need to go back and look at your username. I can't remember, but hopefully you're back this week and that answered your question
Find their
about some of the
username, tag
guys
them
that
in the
we would.
comments.
I can do that too. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question on who we would take. It's kind of a broad range. There's, like I told Logan, there's not really that one person that you want to take, so it would be easy to take multiples. Do you think that any of our, you already asked that kind of, any of our guys can go do what Shane did?
That's I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't
about
know. Because, like, they're going on to race tracks that they've never been on.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you.
There's no way.
And I'm going to repeat this again. This is not the first time I've said this, but I've had multiple people put it in the comments and stuff. What Shane did at Chicago was a perfect storm, literally, of stuff. It was a track that no one had ever been on. No one in the whole series had ever been on. It had rained. It was a street circuit, which he has raced on before. Yes, he had to sit on the different side of the car than he normally does. Yes, his driving style, as far as how he uses the clutch and stuff, is completely different than what the guys do now. There's a lot of stuff that was against him, but there was a lot of stuff that went right for him.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I think we proved yesterday with Brodie showing up and only was able to finish 22nd in a good car because he qualified 11th, so he had the speed to do it. These races are really freaking hard to win.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really, really hard to win a cup race. Right. And so for him to go out and do it on his first time, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Genuinely, I think that. I keep saying that. I'll keep saying it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing that we watched when that happened in Chicago. Him to come back and finish 10th is very, very good and very solid, and I think will keep people very interested in him.
Oh, sure.
But to see Brodie struggle, I mean, he was able to move up 10 or 12 positions roughly. But that, I mean, he had to grind to get that, you know? So, I mean, it's not easy. And I know at one point I saw that, I think, SVG got a 15-second pit stop. And these guys are busting out 10-second pit stops. You know what I mean? 5 seconds on the track's a lot. I mean, that's probably almost the full length of the straightaway, you know? So, I mean, that's a lot of time lost out there. So these guys that are coming into these third teams, you're not getting your A-level pit crews, you know, and pit crews are super, super important nowadays. So, like I said, what he did, very impressive, still is impressive. I think it's going to be difficult for anyone to ever do that again.
Yep, I think so too.
So, that kind of covers that. Talks about Brodie a little bit. I wanted to pull up real quick my notes to make sure. Kind of covered all that stuff.
All the Australians are leaving right now.
Yeah, you should watch. Yeah, you
they
should
got
watch
their
it.
part.
You should watch it whenever the timeline when the Australians watch, it's there, and then it drops off a lot. But that's okay.
Did anyone take us up on paying for a trip for us? to come
No,
out?
I don't think anyone took us up on that. I was really looking forward to
Dang
that.
it.
I was hoping maybe we had got an Australian billionaire
know.
to watch. Turns out they have more important things to do. Man, I'm trying to think of kind of what else. We didn't end up going to any short track stuff this weekend. I think that Eugene and them are back up at Lonesome Pine on September 9th. September 9th is when at least we are. If you're, are you going to the Southeast
I'm gonna
Gassers?
do my best.
Okay, so Southeast Gassers, they race this weekend. So make sure you tune in probably day after tomorrow. We'll have the episode where Randy comes in and talks about those races. We're really excited to go do an episode there and kind of talk about the Gassers and stuff like that. Logan, did you watch any of those about the Gassers?
I actually did not.
You didn't? That's okay. No worries. No worries. Do you know what Gassers are?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Dude, I am
check out that first
stupidly
episode.
new.
No,
I
you're
will
good.
learn. I
It should
promise.
simplify it. It's
that's
a
okay.
car that runs on gas.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's a gasser.
Sick.
Well, yeah. There's a little more to
There's
it than
more
that.
to it.
Yeah, but yeah.
I would hope. If it was just that, then there's like 40 outside.
Not to go backwards, but let's not forget our picks this week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let's definitely not forget that. So last week, Toby technically won picks. I'm going to stop counting him. On the weeks that he's not here,
Cool.
he's not going to
So
get
who won
counted
then?
anymore. So technically, I won. So Jackson won the week before last because Toby won, and then I won this week, so he
Cool.
wasn't
Okay.
here. He's going to
I'm
be
in
mad.
last, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe
It's,
I was last.
you were
You were
last.
last?
Yeah.
that's a first.
AJ had a terrible time.
AJ had a really bad day.
It
Brody.
was okay, and then it was not okay.
Yeah.
Man,
That's so strange because they won this race 2 years ago. AJ won the Indy road
yeah,
course, the
that's
first
right.
Indy road
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
I mean, it was kind of attrition
and I
and
was this
mayhem.
close to picking Michael McDowell.
Were you? You
No.
should have picked him. Oh. I mean,
No, but I
well,
didn't
he's a
realize
very
it.
good road
He
course
is-
racer.
he
I mean,
is a
that
good
would not have been a bad pick.
I know.
It was pretty amazing. We can talk about that too for sure. I think we should. But I mean, this is kind of a.
It was a whooping, man.
It was a whooping. I mean, he really.
Pretty good.
I mean, he led 58 of the 82 laps. I think it was. That's domination.
Yep.
And he had to sit there and watch it in green flag laps the whole time.
Yeah.
And that was unappealing. I wish that we could have got a I'm really surprised that NASCAR didn't just throw a fun caution. They were just like debris.
Yeah.
There's debris back here. I know at one point I saw the TV network like zoom in on some debris that was on like the entrance to pit road, and
They
I
were
was
thinking
like,
about it.
even NBC was like, Jesus, give us a caution.
Yeah.
Like zoom in
Teasing
on
those
some.
guys.
So I think even they were trying to get something. But I mean, I'm really glad he won that race. Though. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
really
huge
cool.
for those guys. He signs a contract on earlier last week. He's coming back to that car. Todd Gilliland's coming
Yeah.
into the 38.
They're old, man. Not old, but they're older.
McDowell, yeah, he's been in this.
Late
He's
30s, probably.
I'll have to look it up
I feel
on
like
his
he's
age.
been in it for.
McDowell has been in it for a long time, though.
Remember he flipped that car in qualifying? That felt like middle school, man.
in Texas, that big crash. Is that what you're talking
I
about?
think so.
The
Where he
the
flipped
double
it.
zero, the Aaron's
Yeah.
car. Yeah, that was at Texas. He
Felt like for.
I think that was like 2010. He's 38.
Was it that late? I thought it was earlier. It was the wing car.
2008. Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So he has really been in this for a long
Yeah, like-
time.
We.
That's 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time in this sport.
Jeez.
So 15 years. So yeah, but good on him. This is only his second career win. This dude wins the big ones, man. He wins the Daytona
does.
500, and then he goes and wins at Indy. They're also testing the oval today at Indy. Looking like next year we're going back to the oval for the 30th anniversary race, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully the racing's good. I mean, we stopped going there because the racing was terrible and no one watched. It's 3 years now that we've done that
Yep.
on the Indy road course, but I feel like the road course has kind of run its time too.
Yeah,
It's really
it
it
wasn't
wasn't putting
great.
on a very good show yesterday. The first year was nuts. You remember they had the those like turtles that everybody kept
When-
hitting
when
would
AJ
wreck the
won it?
car. Yeah, when AJ
Yeah,
won,
yep.
they call them turtles. It was like it was a deterrent that you would put like in the center of the corner to make sure you didn't cut the corner.
Got it.
But the problem was you would go too wide through there, and
Oh,
those
yeah.
turtles would turn into a ramp.
Yeah.
And it would
Okay.
you would literally just like launch guys, and they were just
Yeah,
It
man.
was you should go back and watch the highlights for that
That's pretty
race.
crazy.
That would be like that'd be like the 2020
Yeah.
Indy road course. That was wild.
Okay.
It was like I think we had like 15 cautions. It was a lot of
We
cautions.
need the turtles back. I
Yeah,
guess.
bring the
It's
turtles.
called entertaining.
Maybe we should just turn like the road courses. We should just do it like Mario Kart. Like every once in a while, the guys should just get something in the car that they can like pitch out or something.
Robbie Gordon did that.
Well, he like pitched out a water bottle, didn't he?
Something to throw a caution.
Yeah, try and get a caution.
I don't remember what it was. Then
Does that sound
denied it.
better to you than all the other rule changes? Would that be when you're behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he of course because he likes
a brick.
mayhem. At the beginning of each race, when they do driver intros, they spin a wheel, and that's the object that they get. Don't give them any ideas, by the
If
way,
that
because like, they
causes
love to spin a
cautions.
good wheel.
If that is the direct cause for a caution, are you okay with those at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It has to be somebody choosing violence. For you to be
Okay.
with
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
All right. Got you.
Yeah, just don't give Ross Chastain the brick.
No, give him a watermelon. Just like, punch a watermelon out the window. It's his thing. Yeah, all right. So F1 is still on their summer break. I think they will be back not this coming weekend, but the next.
27th.
Yeah, 27th. So
Me and Logan watched some F1 highlights, not good ones.
Highlights and lowlights.
crashes.
The other night.
Any questions about
Dude,
Formula One that we could
looking
potentially
into it,
answer?
I had no idea how wild really it is Red Bull's dominance for this.
Oh, this is insane.
Zero idea.
There's only 2 people that have ever won 10 out of the first 12 races, and it was Michael Schumacher, who is the greatest Formula One driver in history, and Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Are the only 2 people in the history of Formula One to do it. It's brutal. And Red Bull won the other 2 races. Max just didn't do it. It was Checo.
It just wasn't him.
Checo won the 2. So they've won all 12 races. If they win every race this season, which they fully have the possibility to do, it will be unprecedented.
Because can't they stop now and still be in the lead? at
and
the
win
end
the
of it?
driver and constructor
Yeah.
No, not now.
Yeah.
No. 6 races. If Max wins every race between now and then, it would take until there were 6 races left in the season for him to lock up the championship.
That's
Yeah.
still wild
It's
to me.
crazy.
Yeah. Oh, it is. That's massive. I mean,
Yeah.
something like that's why NASCAR introduced the playoff system
Yeah.
like they have now, which I hate. I mean, as a
I hate it, too.
traditionalist, I hate the playoff system. I'm much happier. personally, I would, if someone, which nowadays you don't see dominance like this in NASCAR. At points, there was people who were really, really strong that could lock up a championship 2 or 3 races before. But like, it's so tight now. I think you could run a regular point system, and you would end up with a really tight battle going even into the last race. I think.
So too.
But I hate this. But that's why that NASCAR introduced a playoff system like they have now, is to try and to make sure that someone didn't lock it up 6 races early. I don't think Formula One. I mean, 2021, it came down to the last race. It came down to Max had to finish in front of Lewis or Lewis in front of Max anywhere on the track. It came down to that. That's how it happened. Now,
He's
2
just
seasons
that good.
later,
That team
he's
is
that
ridiculous.
good. The car's that good. The aerodynamics are that good. The pit crew's that good. Everything is perfect. We've talked about it on here before. The entire team is perfect. And I don't know how long you sustain it, but right now, it's not looking like it's ending anytime soon. It's amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, it's total domination. But everyone behind them, that racing is amazing. The pretty much there's like 4, maybe 5 teams that could still finish in second place. So, like, you just have to ignore the fact that Max is 30 seconds ahead of everybody. Watch the rest of the racing.
And watch the rest of the crowd.
That's all you can do. I mean, if you want to enjoy it, just realize that there's a pretty good chance that Max is going to win. Like a 95% chance he's probably going to win, and then enjoy the rest of the racing because it's really good. So probably some of the best we've seen in a long time.
If you're a Red Bull like purist, that's who you're pulling for every time you turn on the race.
So he does.
Yeah, I want Max to win.
And now it's off because you know what's going to happen.
No, I mean I watch every lap because it's still like one of those things. Like something can break.
Oh yeah.
Like something can happen. They can have a bad pit stop. I mean, Valtteri Bottas at Monaco a couple years ago, they stripped a lug stud. You know, they've got monolug wheels, but they stripped one and they couldn't get it on or off. So I mean, he was leading or running. He was in like the top 3. He was going to probably finish in the podium position. That was when he was still with Mercedes. They strip a lug stud and he's out. They can't even get the wheel off, and so he's done. So like things like that can still happen. That's why I say if they win every race, it will be amazing if they can win every race, because the chances of on these $20 million cars, not billion, these $20 million cars, the chances of a 10-cent part breaking and ending your day is still there. I mean, that can still happen, you know, and there's a lot of electronics. There's a lot of bugs and stuff that happen with the sensors, and, you know, you can delete a lot of that stuff and get rid of it, but there's still chances that, I mean.
You look at McLaren, back of this, they had that issue with air, and they couldn't shift every time they come in. It was like a 30-second pit stop to get air.
Yeah, they had to put in, that's right. Yeah, so, I mean, there's always stuff that can break. So that's what you have to kind of, I guess that's what you have to kind of hope for if you're looking to see someone else win the race.
See some sort of variety. You have to hope for something to actually.
Yeah.
If you're Lewis Hamilton.
Wild.
Because even Spa, exactly. Because even at Spa, Max he took a 4th gearbox. You're only allowed 3 for the whole season. He took a 4th one, took a 5 grid penalty, started the race 6th. He got the pole, started the race 6th, and was leading at lap 17. So, I mean, like, he's really good. And then put 22 or 3 seconds on Checo, his own teammate, in technically the same car. Put 23 seconds on him.
You know who Max looks like to me?
Who?
David Gilmour.
David Gilmour from Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that hate Max. There's a lot of them that says he looks like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. And if you look at it,
His eyes
he's
are
about
like
right. Yeah, it's really not that far off. Yeah, I like Max. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking crap. I mean, this dude has more money than I'll ever see in my entire life, probably in his bank account right now. But yeah, he kind of looks like Sid the Sloth a little bit. So Formula One, they'll be back. We're excited to have them back. We'll have, I'm sure Logan will have some more questions as he watches some races.
Yeah.
Anything else? Supercars, they race here in, I think on the, in a couple weeks.
We still
got to do picks. Yeah, we do. Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. NASCAR picks. Man, we've been all over the place today. Sorry.
What's going on?
NASCAR picks. Logan, you're the guest. Who do you think? Where are they racing this weekend?
Oh God, you really want to?
I do. I
right
do
now?
want you to do this to you. Where are we racing at next? Oh, Watkins Glen, another road course.
Going back to his notes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I appreciate you taking notes. Who's your pick for Watkins Glen?
So, with the very, very limited knowledge that I have,
Mm-hmm.
based off of what I've heard everybody else talk about for the past like 2 weeks, super deep diving, I'll go with Larson.
Okay, good pick. He won this race last year.
Yeah.
So that's a very good. That's a very good
It's a
pick.
good pick.
We were in the car, and Logan asked me, and I said, "I go first. I'll tell you."
Yeah.
I had picked Larson.
Hey, thanks, buddy. Help the new guy.
Man, it's
You
a,
knew
it's a
I was gonna do
conspiracy,
that.
man. Larson is a very good pick. He moved Chase out of the way last year to win this race. So, who picks next? Technically, Toby. Well, no, Toby won technically, but you picked next, right? You were last.
Yeah.
AJ.
So
His abysmal day.
his terrible day. I would almost pick him again, but I can't.
Nope.
You
So
can't.
let's go with
I'm gonna write these down so I don't forget them.
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott, man.
Well, he ran yesterday.
He ran pretty good yesterday, yeah. If he can just he's back in his own head, I'm telling you. You remember when he first started, there was like 3 seasons where he just couldn't win a race. And every time he get out of the car, he'd be
In
like,
the
oh, I
24
messed
car?
up, and
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da. He's back there now. He's in his own head again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think at least. Watkins Glen picks. So you picked Elliott.
Yeah. That's a good pick.
Logan picked Larson.
I'm trying to not pick the same 5 drivers on rotation.
I know.
Jackson picked Elliott.
Now I got to pick.
No, your pick, bud.
Yep. I'm going to go back in my memories when Brad K.
Oh, man. Don't give my
Run
hopes
with
up.
Marcos. I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski.
Don't get my hopes up. I would love to see that. I wanted him to win Michigan so bad. Brad K. All right. Then me. That was a terrible noise. Sorry, I made that into the microphone. Man, should I just go for the easy choice and pick Michael McDowell? What if this dude busts off 2 wins in a row? What
That'd
if
be
he pulls a
crazy.
Chris Buescher and
Yeah, I
wins
was gonna
2 in
say,
a row?
Wouldn't be the first time.
And even his crew chief in the post race yesterday, they were like, they said, so now that you're in the playoffs, I guess you're going to start focusing on Darlington. He's like, nah, we're going to Watkins Glen. That's his best road course.
Yeah.
We're gonna go run this back.
Well, choose him.
I'm going
Hey,
McDowell.
Go for it.
There you go.
I'm going for the.
That'd be cool.
I do like a good underdog, don't I? Going with LaJoy a few weeks ago. So so there's your picks.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think it'll work. That'll be good. What are you guys doing this weekend? We should watch the race. Logan could watch it. No, you guys.
Logan
no.
will be in Texas.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna be in
Texas.
Texas. I can sneak a look here.
It's
and there, in between
It's
shifts.
okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna be melting in the Texas heat. is
That's
what
going to be
Yeah,
intense.
that will be intense.
How long is this concert?
So it's a 2-day thing at the Cowboys Stadium.
In the stadium.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I'm going down. We're flying down Thursday morning.
Okay.
We're flying back Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Ish.
That'll be good.
I'm going to melt.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to be
it's
really
not-
hot down
it
there.
will.
That's
I have a
nothing
guy that I
like
work with. He's every day he sent me pictures. It's 110.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot.
Dude.
He'll just send me a picture of the thermometer on his car and be like, it's 110 today. All right, Logan. Any final questions before we wrap this up this week?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but I
Okay.
promise I will be more prepared.
Oh, you're all right.
as
No
this comes
worries.
forward.
No, you did good. Now, what you should do is if you're not coming on, you go into the comments. Everybody that's watching, you should do this as well. You should go into the comments and ask any questions that you have for us, and we'll answer them
I got you.
on air. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right, cool. Good deal. Jackson, anything? Happy? You talked more this week. Well done.
I got taunted the whole time I talked, though.
You didn't get taunted. That was being nice. I can't help you said something stupid. When anything
Anything to add?
anything to add?
No.
All good?
Nothing at all.
When are you racing again?
I have no clue at this
You got to
point.
tell me as soon as possible.
Yeah, I know. At this point, I don't even know.
Okay.
There's
mean-
only 5 races left on Tri-County schedule, isn't there?
If that.
Yeah, probably less than that. Isn't that crazy?
4.
This year's flown by.
Yeah, it has. I think we might just need to look forward to next year maybe or something. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Figure it out. Let me know.
Yeah.
I want to be there.
I do want you there too.
Yeah. Remind you again. Randy's going to be back here. We're going to do a race recap on Southeast Gassers later this week. It'll probably be like Wednesday or Thursday, I'm guessing, when it'll go out.
I was about to say, it can't be Wednesday, Thursday, because me and you were
It'll go
in
Wednesday
Charlotte.
Wednesday morning, I would say. So anyway, so that's going to come out. We'll talk about their race up in Ohio. I'm pretty sure there was some pretty crazy stuff going on. I think there were some rule changes and stuff like that. So check that out later this week. I don't know. Like I said, the next race that I guess we're going to is the Southeast Gassers on September 9th, and we're going to Bristol. I keep forgetting
Yeah,
that.
what is the date of that?
I don't know.
We need to look at that.
I need to
It's
look at that and
later
see.
in
I think it's like
September.
maybe it's the next weekend.
The 10th.
Like the 15th maybe.
Perfect. Yeah,
15th or 16th. Yeah,
I
me too.
Venmoed you that money, right?
You did. Yeah. All good there. But yeah, so we're going to the Bristol night race. This will be the first Cup race I've ever seen at Bristol.
Awesome. Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
But it's a Saturday night. I'll check. It
doesn't matter.
I don't know. It
I
doesn't
just
matter.
wondered.
Yeah, but it's
We need to look at
first Cup race I've ever watched at Bristol though, and it won't be on dirt.
It will be
thankfully.
the first Cup race for me.
Yeah, I've seen trucks. I've seen Xfinity, but I've never watched a Cup
The
race.
15th
So I'm really
is a
excited.
As a Friday, so maybe it's the 16th.
Maybe it's the 16th. I don't know. We'll look and see.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, guys. Go ahead and check out our social media if you get a chance. Facebook, Instagram, do all that stuff. Put any questions that you have. If you have questions like Logan here, put them in the comments. We'll answer them live on air. Like I said, that's what we did this week. I really liked that question about who would we take over to the V8 Supercars. Yeah, that was awesome.
cool.
Thanks for that question and giving us some good content there. We'll be back next week, man. Like I said, this is episode 20. I can't believe we've made it this far. So 21 next week.
Wow.
Thanks for joining.
Cool. That was fun. Yeah, I like that question. That was cool.
Yeah, it was a good one.